Welcome to the Culvercraft News Network. I'm your host, Lab W, and welcome to this week's episode. The nation you saw in our intro this week was Regino di Sili, led by Ginge. This week has been quite intense in the last 48 hours, with some major powers going to war, but we'll get into that a little later. For now, let's see what's been happening on Culvercraft. Let's take a look at the nation announcements and claim submissions before we get into the big war. Starting off with Cascade Kingdom banning elite from their land for the reasoning of, quote, obvious reasons. Don't want any troublemakers, end quote, which is fair. I would recommend all nations ban elite from their territory as well, as this user is a known thief. Next, the nation of Drake requested allyship with Sparta, which Sparta agreed. Cascade Kingdom then entered passive mode for an indefinite isolation period. The day following, Sparta closed its borders and Avalonia requested allyship with Novaterra, to which they had no response. Finally, for this day, we had Empanada move its claim from Myanmar to the United States. The next day, Feyreach finally won a war that had been sitting idle for months against the Empire of Kyoto, finally taking its claim over all of Japan. Then Avalonia requested and was granted allyship with Feyreach along with Driosa and Drake. Feyreach also got one new member this day. Elsewhere on the realm, Driosa added a new member by the name of Elite. Yes, the very same Elite I warned all of you about. Understandably, Oractus called out Driosa to hold their new member accountable for stealing from both them and a beloved community member, La Madre, stating that if they don't, war will be declared. The next day, Regino di Sili let one of their members go for inactivity. Then, Driosa filed a new claim north of their own territory. Then, two of the biggest superpowers declared war, and the realm went crazy. Side note, from this point forward, it gets a little crazy and confusing. I've done my best to document everything in order to give the full and complete story. If you have any information or proof of any inaccuracy, please leave a comment or send me a DM, and I will post a pinned comment under this video with any updated information. With that heads up out of the way, let's try and break down what went down. First off, Feyreach declared total takeover war against Novaterra, meaning that if it won, it would take over all of Territora's land and their members. The war was agreed to be a 1v1 between leaders, Top Tweaks fighting for Feyreach and Daku fighting for Novaterra. Let's watch this footage that was captured of the battle. Sadly, it is not the full footage, and it is indeed mobile footage, so it's not the best quality, and I do apologize for that. As you can see, Both were landing good hits. However, in the end, Daku ended up besting Top Tweaks and winning the war, taking the members over and in theory the land as well. With this win under his belt, Daku then attempted to declare war against Oractus in a land takeover, but was shut down by the owner, Obi. He then tried to war Cascade Kingdom in a land takeover as well, but again was shut down. This drove down the public view of Daku, and in return, Novaterra. This is also where I would say it was the beginning of the end. The next day, Novaterra got a new member named Mr. Waffles. Regio Di Sealy welcomed any former Feyreach members, which Dashrichi accepted. Oractus then extended a welcoming handout to any former Feyreach members, then promoted their member Haunted to a position of co-leader, and declared war on Novaterra since the land of Feyreach had been lost to a king v king fight, and Thatch found that dumb, in quotations, to which Daku declined and instead banned one of Oractus members as well as a Regio Di Sealy member from their land. Then a user named Insulated joined Oractus. Then Novaterra lost a member who decided to create their own nation of Woob in Russia, who would like to bring peace across the realm. Personally, I wish them luck, though I do not see peace going very far. Anyhow, Avalonia then welcomed any refugees from Feyreach. Then Ken joined Regio Di Sealy, and Novaterra earned Randed Purple as a member. Aminci, led by La Madre, also opened its doors to refugees. Then Lowlife joined and left Oractus, and instead decided to join with Moisty Novaterra. Valhalla requested an agreement that they had with Feyreach stay active, since Novaterra had taken the land that the agreement relied upon, which Novaterra accepted. Then to start the next day, Città dell'Amancia, I do apologize if I say that wrong, added a few color varieties of its flag. These flags still work as nation flags, though they are just different color specs. Then Avalonia got a new member named Epic Sky. This was only the calm before the storm though, as all Feyreach members in Novaterra then left and formed a new nation named Wenville, led by Rose. The land used to form this nation was given to them by Oractus and was their small state of Pancake Town, excluding the church, the Holy Golem statue, and the German castle. They then allied together and declared a total land takeover against Novaterra as a 4v4 fight. However, Novaterra declined this. Following this, a Novaterra member by the name of Klug decided to leave and start their own nation, named New Los Angeles in Australia. Then, Oractus claimed all of former Feyreach, suddenly, and banned all Novaterra members from their lands. But how did they do this? After all, Novaterra won that land fair and square in a battle, didn't they? Well, yes, you'd be correct to say they did win the land fairly in a battle. However, they forgot about one simple rule. Any land claimed must have a nation flag placed. For land won in wars, you have 1 day to place your flag on any and all claimed territory within the new area. Novaterra did not do this, and using one rule without any war or any fight back, Oractus successfully claimed all of the land. This made Daku leave, before he proceeded to rejoin and disband his nation. This gave the land of Novaterra over to Oractus, and the Great War was over. Real quick, if you are enjoying the video, please do leave a like, and if you've seen some of the other videos before, then please do subscribe, as it does help me stay motivated to make these. Now, me going through the play-by-play may have helped give you a better understanding of what happened. However, I also feel it's good to get a perspective of what the leaders in question may have been thinking about the situation as it evolved live over time. I managed to get an interview with those in charge of Feyreach, Novaterra, and Oractus to see what was going on inside and to try and get a deeper understanding. First, we have Rose, the leader of Feyreach, both former and current. All
This
right.
feels like a dungeon.
It
Oops,
feels like a
sorry.
dungeon.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, Rose. How about you start off by introducing yourself? Who are you? What is your nation?
My name is Rose, and I am the sole leader of Feyreach now.
Sole leader of Feyreach.
Yes, sir.
So, previously, you and Tweaks co-led, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
How did you feel about Tweaks' leadership over Feyreach when he did lead?
It was all right. I mean, this is only my second season as, a co-leader. Well, now a leader, but, running with somebody. So, I mean, I was cool with it, I guess.
Did you agree with the war against Novaterra that Feyreach had entered?
Yes, actually, me and Tweaks had a conversation about, I told him that, the Feyreach storage down in the pit was actually continuing to be stolen from, and then he had told me that the book was actually found, which was in my bedroom, in the leader house, was actually found in one of Novaterra's chests by another nation member. And then we chatted about it and whatnot, and I was saying how, talking about how fed up we were with everything. And he's like, well, we can war them. So I said, you know what, all right, because it wasn't the first time it had happened.
That
So
kind of leads into my next question of why did Feyreach start the war? Was it just because
yeah.
of the theft?
It was, yeah, just because of the theft, and just that, it had happened a couple times, and, I never said anything. But once the stuff was stolen out of my bedroom, or out of my room in Feyreach, it kind of sparked it. And I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just do it, because I was over it. So it wasn't just on Tweaks, it was more along the lines of we both agreed to it.
And then after the outcome of the war and Novaterra ended up winning over the land of Feyreach and getting all of its members, how did that make you feel? How did that make the members of Feyreach feel?
Well, it sucked. It did, because, I didn't expect Tweaks to lose. But I mean, it happened. The Feyreach members that I have currently, I wouldn't trade them for the world. They kind of really stuck by instead of like just leaving. We did tell some of them that if they wanted to go somewhere until we could figure something out about getting our land back, then they were more than welcome to go, but they would always be welcomed back.
I see. And then your members who ended up rejoining Feyreach when it ended up owning its land later on. Um, Many of them ended up joining Oractus, and Oractus ended up loaning you guys some land to kind of live on. How did that come to be?
Um, well, I had some propositions brought to me, but I figured, um, I might as well ask. I'm on good terms with Thatch and Aractus. I like to think, I mean, Thatch has, made it known that I'm cool with Aractus. So I went ahead and asked if, I could buy some land or lease some land off of Aractus, because, they're one of the superpowers just like Feyreach is, and, or was. Um, so we kind of hashed out a deal to, I could have the land until I got Feyreach back, and then once I got Feyreach back, I just give the land back to them, and that's what happened.
Any future plans for Feyreach now that you've reconquered your land? And Novaterra is
Um,
no longer a threat?
I mean, I don't have any like crazy plans, just to, I guess, stay low and try to figure out, who it is that is currently stealing from us, because it's pretty constant. But other than that, I think we're just gonna lay low and do what we do, which is, build, and we just want to have a nice area to ourselves and whatnot. I don't see any wars in our future, so I think we're just gonna relax and chill.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Then we have Daku, former nation leader of Novaterra. Welcome, Daku, former leader of Novaterra, correct?
Yes.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What nation are you from?
I'm Daku, or the Mothman. My nation was Novaterra, but we have disbanded for various reasons. I'm basically just gonna kind of settle down in a small nation somewhere. Yeah.
All right. How are you feeling this evening? How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. That's good. How did you feel when you originally had war declared upon your nation by Feyreach?
I was kind of scared. I was really scared.
What was happening? What was going through your head?
I guess my main thoughts were, I'm gonna lose Novaterra. I'm gonna lose my land. I'm gonna lose everything.
But then that didn't end up happening. You ended up winning against Feyreach and taking over their land.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah. Very, very shocking.
And then, how was that? How was that fight? Was a good fight? Would you say?
I would say so. It was a good fight. Yeah.
And then, how did you feel about the entire community kind of turning their back on your nation of Novaterra as soon as you won and took over Feyreach?
It was a little sad to see that people, the second I started becoming big with my nation, they started hating on me. Yeah, kind of sad.
And then obviously, a bit after you had won against Nova, or not Novaterra, you're Novaterra. A bit after you had won against Feyreach, you attempted to declare war against Arrakis, but you were shut down. Give me some insight onto what was going through your head when you decided to declare war, and then what happened after it got shut down by the owner.
Well, my thoughts while declaring it were, I was thinking, if it's a 1v1, then I have a chance of winning. And then I got shut down from that, which made me quite disappointed. And after that, the next day, they had tried declaring war on me,
Yes, they did. And then, how was when you did get war declared upon you, or no? I guess when holy fucking words! I'm gonna cut that bit out. Jesus Christ. When Arrakis decided to declare war this morning, how did that feel? What was your response?
Well, I guess I was kind of irritated that Obi Rook wasn't he wasn't online to back up what he had told me, which was that I could decline a war with 100 builds, and everybody kept pressing me about it, and that just kind of really irritated me.
And then, obviously, you did not place flags in Feyreach in time, and Arrakis decided to use that as a maneuver and a loophole to take back Feyreach.
Yeah, they did.
How did that feel? What was your kind of response to that?
I don't know. Mainly just like it was anger, disappointment in myself, and I was quite sad about it. Combination of those things.
Because in the chat, you did fight against it, as well as you did end up leaving the Discord for a short time period after it was approved of.
Yeah. I was quite sad about everything that happened, so I kind of felt no use to stay, but some people had convinced me, and I ended up joining back and just decided to tough it out.
Alright, and then just one final question for you, Daku. Any future plans that you want to share with the realm that being made public? Anything interesting you got going on?
I'm probably just gonna.
What's next for the Mothman?
I'm probably just gonna create a small nation. Not get caught up in drama, and hopefully avoid being warred by big nations.
Understandable. Alright, Daku. Well, thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
Finally, because Thatch was unavailable at the time of recording, we have the co-leader, Haunted. Alright, Haunted, welcome to the interview. Why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you? What nation are you from?
I'm Haunted. I came from Arachnus. I am the co-leader of Arachnus, actually. Thatch recently made me co-leader of Arachnus.
Alright, glad to have you on. Why did Thatch choose to help Feyreach? Why did Thatch choose to have Arachnus help Feyreach?
I think because Thatch actually likes Rose as a leader more than a fellow leader Tweaks. He has his reasons. He never really tells me why, but he just likes Rose better because I think she has a better leadership than Tweaks.
Would you say there would be some beef between Thatch and Tweaks' leadership styles as opposed to Thatch and Rose's leadership styles?
I would say yes, because every time I see Tweaks and Thatch in the VC, they will like argue for like some dumb ass reason. But I'm just there and just listening to him and trying to calm him down. He's a little mental, but shit happens.
Shit happens. That's fair. Well, from your point of view, what would you say happened? From, I guess we'll go from the start of all of the chaos that has happened over the last 2 days. What would you say has what all happened? What all conspired? What all went down?
All right. So Tweaks decided he was greedy, so he wanted to take over Novaterra, which was formerly known as Daku's nation, and somehow he lost. I thought he was like much better than I thought, but he somehow lost. And then now Rose is pissed. She is. Oh, you should have like seen her. Holy crap! She was yelling at my ear. And then me and Rose got into a separate VC and trying to discuss what can we do. So then Thatch joined like a day later, and then all this shit happened where trying to recruit previous Feyreach members like Oakley and Lowlife into Arachnus. Keep them safe. And let's see.
Would you say that Arachnus just provided shelter for those kind of kicked into the rain, supposedly you would say, by the leaders of Novaterra?
We tried to help as much as we could because I think Rose is a good leader, and we respect it a lot. We try to help as much as we can, and it ended up pretty good. Novaterra is not there anymore, and we got the land of Novaterra now.
What any future plans for Arachnus? Any public facing future plans you may have that you're allowed to say?
That's very confidential. I can't really
It's confidential at
say
this
that
time?
much. Yeah. It'll
Understood.
probably
Well,
be released sometime soon, but right
alright.
now it's try to keep it quiet.
Understood. Well, thank you for your time, Haunted. Look forward to speaking with you again shortly and hopefully seeing what more Oractus has to offer and show to the realm.
Yeah, and I'm glad to be here with you. Talk to you, Lab.
In other non-chaotic news, the build battle being hosted by Rose has been increased by 2 days, meaning it will now end on the 28th. So make sure to get those builds into the Build Showcase channel and at Rose to make sure that they're seen. Thank you so much for watching. I know this one was a long one, so if you did make it to the end, please do make sure to leave a comment. And if you did make it to the end and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? You seem to have enjoyed the video. You may as well subscribe. If not, at least leave a like. You did enjoy it after all. If you're looking to join Culvercraft, look no further than the link in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again next week.